Hi everyone, my name is Akorede Adenike. You're welcome to my channel. In this tutorial today, I would like to teach you how to cut and sew this beautiful shift dress with front zipper showing on the screen. Now let's get into it. Here is the Ankara fabric that I'm using for the tutorial today. I have 2.5 yards of fabric here. You can use more than that, depends on your body size. And here is the zipper I'm using for the front. So I'm making use of this matching lining as well. Without wasting much of your time, let's continue. To know the amount of fabric putting on fold for this beautiful dress, I'm going to make use of the biggest part of my body, which is hip. So I'm going to add extra 2 to 3 inches to it. So I'll quickly fold my fabric for you guys to see now. Now I'm done folding my fabric. As you can see, here is the back part. My back part is on fold because there is no zipper at the back. Here is the front part, which is 2 pieces because there is going to be zipper at the front part. So, and here is 1.5 inch for my zipper allowance on the front part. So I'm going to start by rolling out my starting point, which is going to be my shoulder line on the back part. Hope you can see my chalk. So after doing that, I'm going to measure out half of my shoulder measurement on my shoulder line from the center back. My shoulder measurement is 15 inches divided by 2 is going to give me 7.5 inches. I'm adding half inch seam allowance to it, that is 8 inches, which is going to be here. And after marking out my shoulder measurement, I'm going to measure out my neck width from my center back here, which is going to be 3 inches, which is here. If you're a plus size person, you can make it 3.5 inches. I'm coming down by 1 inch from my neck depth from the shoulder line, which is going to be here. Let me separate them for you guys to see what I'm doing. I'm going to separate both front and back. Let me separate it for you guys to see what I'm doing very well and understand. So here is my back part now, and this is my starting point, my neck width and my neck depth, which is 1 inch. So I'm going to connect. I measured 1 inch, if you remember. I measured it downward for my neck depth, and I'm going to connect just like this. So here is my neck line for the back part. So I'm coming here to measure 1 inch downward for my shoulder slope. So from there, I'm going to measure out half of my round armhole, which is 8 inches because my round armhole is 16 inches. So from here to here now, I'm going to measure what is there all together, and it's going to give me 9 inches, and I'm going to repeat it here. For me to draw out my chest line, I'm going to connect just like this. So here is my chest line now. So I'm connecting from here to here now. So I'm just cross-checking, and so I'm going to connect straight to form my round armhole line. So I'm going to connect from here to here slantly for my shoulder slope. Having done that, I'm going to measure from the shoulder line to my bust point line, which is 10 inches plus half inch shoulder joining, that is 10.5 inches. From here to, I'm going to measure out my waistline, which is 17 inches plus half inch shoulder joining, that is 17.5. From the shoulder line to hip is 24 inches plus half inch shoulder joining. And from my shoulder line to the full length of my dress, which is 40 inches plus half inch shoulder joining, that is 40.5 inches. And I'm going to add extra 2 inches to the bottom here for me to turn in my lining. So I'm going to extend all the lines now. Now this is my chest line, my bust point line, my waist line, my hip line, and the full length of my dress. So here's the 2 inches that I'm going to use to turn in the lining. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please do so now and turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. Now on my chest line, I'm going to input quarter of my bust there plus 1 inch ease, which is here. I'm doing the same thing on my bust point line. Quarter of my bust plus 1 inch ease. So I'm moving on to my waistline. Quarter of my waistline plus 1 inch ease. Since the dress I'm making is a shift dress, so I'm going to mark it out. So on my hip line, I'm doing the same thing. Quarter of my hip plus 1 inch ease. So I'm going to repeat it on the full length of my dress. bottom of my hip plus 1 inch is. Doing the same thing on the full length of my dress line. And I'm going to do the same thing on this line as well. So I'm going to connect all together now, just like this. Just connect it. So after connecting, I'm going to measure 1 inch from the armpit here till I reach the down part of my dress. That 1 inch is for seam allowance, and I'm going to connect it all through. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. So after connecting, I'm going to use the curved side of my ruler to rule out my armhole curve for the back part, just like this. So after doing that, I'm going to cut it out. If you are watching my video till this moment and you haven't subscribed, please do so now, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. So I'm done with the back part. As you can see, I'm going to lay my front and place my back on it for me to cut out my front. So I'm pinning it down to make my job accurate. If you are a beginner, please always do so to avoid unnecessary stress. So here is my front part now, which is 2 pieces, and this is the right side facing each other. This is my zipper allowance line, which is 1.5 inch, like I said earlier. So I'm going to place my back on it like this and let it align on the zipper allowance line and the starting point here, which is my shoulder line. Let the center back align with the zipper allowance line, please. If you are watching me till this moment and you haven't subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please do so now, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. So what I'm doing now is to just secure it with pin to make it accurate. Please guys, share my video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel to support my channel, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. So after making it align on each other, I'll go ahead by marking out my armhole line on my front part, my shoulder slope line, my neck width, and my chest line before I cut out my front. So I'm going to cut it out now. Cut. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for, guys? Please do so now, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. So I'm done cutting. I'll just notch my zipper allowance on the front part. I'm removing my bag from the front part. I'm putting it aside. As you can see, here is my front part now. I'll just continue by me ruling out all the necessary lines. Here is my chest line, as you can see. So I'm going to measure what I have here on my shoulder line, which is the half of my shoulder measurement. I'm going to repeat it here. 7.5 inches plus half inch is. Plus half inch seam allowance. I'm going to connect straight like this to form my armhole line for the front part. So I'm finding the middle of this point, just like this. So having done that, from this point now, I'm going to come in by 0.75, which is a 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to connect slantly to meet this point from the shoulder slant, just like this. So I'm using the curved side of my ruler to finish it up like this. So here is my armhole line for the front part. So from here now, I'm going to measure out 3 inches plus half inch shoulder joining for my neck depth for the front part. So I'm connecting it with the curved side of my ruler, just like this. Having done that, I'm going to cut it out, just like this. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, guys, what are you waiting for? Please do so now, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. So I'll go ahead by cutting my lining for my fabric now. Now I'm done cutting my lining. As you can see, here's my back part and here is my front part. And my lining is 2 inches shorter than the fabric on the bottom part here, both front and back. So I'm using the lining to turn in my fabric on the bottom part. So let me start my stitching from the front part by separating them. So here's my front now. I'm going to separate them by removing the pins. Now this is one part of the front part, as you can see, and here is the right side. I'm going to place my lining on the right side of it. Start my stitching from the bottom with 1/2 inch. I'm using pin to demonstrate it, just like this. So after stitching the bottom with 1/2 inch, just like this, I'm going to pull up my lining to meet up with the upper part of it, like this. For me to stitch, it's going to be like this on the bottom part, and for me to stitch from the armpit to the down part with 1/2 inch, and I'm going to stitch from here to the down part with 1/2 inch. I'm doing the same thing on the second part of the front. So this is my back part. I'm going to place my lining on the right side of the fabric and stitch the bottom part with 1/2 inch. So after that, I'm going to pull up my lining to meet up with the upper part of the dress, like this. Stitch the neckline with 1/2 inch and both sides with 1/2 inch. Now I'm done stitching my lining to the fabric. As you can see, this is the back part and this is the front part, which is 2 pieces, as you can see. So I'll go ahead now and notch the neckline, both front and back, and turn them to the right side. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video, and make sure you share my video to make it go viral, please. So I'm going to turn it to the right side, as you can see me doing both front and back after notching the neckline, and give them good press. Now I'm done with the ironing. As you can see, this is my back part. Look how neat and beautiful it is. So this is my front part as well, 2 pieces. So I'll go ahead and put the back part aside for me to continue with the front part. So I'm going to place it on each other like this. Let the right side face each other. So let the right side face each other like this. Here is the right side of it. Let it face themselves like this, and mark 1 inch from the neckline till the down part of the dress. You know, I've already used 1/2 inch to join the lining and fabric together. So the remaining 1 inch, I'm going to mark it out from the neckline till the down part. So I'm going to mark it out and connect straight. If you are watching me till this moment, guys, please share my video and give me a thumbs up to make my video go viral. So here is the zipper I'm making use of. I have 28 inches long of zipper here. So what I will just do now is to place it on this line like this. Place it on the top like this, and measure about 1.5 or 2 inches upward and mark it out. So this is where I'm starting my stitching from. I'm going to measure about 3 to 4 inches upward to create a slit at the down part here, for me to be able to work very well, because the dress I'm making is longer than the one on the picture. So I'm going to stitch from here to here. So I'm done stitching from here to here, as you can see, and this is the opening that I'm talking about. So I'll just open it up like this for me to fix my zipper. So here is my zipper. I'll just fix it from the upper part here till where my stitching stopped on the down part. Now I'm done stitching my zipper to the dress. As you can see, here is the wrong side of it, and this is the opening that I'm talking about at the front part. I'll just go ahead and hem it to make it neat. So here is the right side of the front. As you can see, what I'll just do now is to place my back on it. Let the right side face each other for me to join the 2 shoulders. So open the neckline, open the shoulder, the back shoulder like this, and put the front shoulder in between the lining like this. Fold it and stitch with 1/2 inch. Just watch me as I'm doing it. So I'm going to stitch with 1/2 inch from here to here. I'm doing the same thing on the second shoulder. After joining the 2 shoulders, what I'm going to do is to find the middle of my dress. Here is the middle of my dress. And I'm going to measure all the necessary measurements from the shoulder line. I'm just checking. So from the shoulder line, I'm going to measure all the necessary measurements, which is my chest line, my bust point line, my waist line, and my hip line. So on my chest line, I'm going to input 1/4 of my bust there. But firstly, I'm going to measure what I have here from the middle here. So what I have there, I'll just deduct 1/4 of my bust from it and mark it out, which is here. I'm doing the same thing on the bust point line, and I'm going to connect like this. So on my waistline, I'm finding what I have here, deduct 1/4 of my waist from it and mark the remaining. So I'm doing the same thing on the hip. 1/4 of my hip, I'm going to deduct it from what I have here and mark it out. So I'm doing the same thing on the down part of my dress, 1/4 of my hip from what I have there and mark it out before connecting from the armpit till the down part. I'm doing the same thing on the second side of my dress. I'll just stitch on that line after connecting. Now I'm done joining the 2 shoulders, as you can see, and I've stitched my side seam, both sides seam. So let me turn it to the right side for you to see. Here's the right side of my dress. As you can see, it's very nice and beautiful. So I'll go ahead to the sleeve now. So here is the zipper for the front part. As you can see, here's the inner part of my dress. Very neat and beautiful. Here's the slits. Very neat and beautiful. I'll go ahead to my sleeve now. Here's the basic sleeve I'm using for the dress. I have a video on how to draft it. I'm going to put the link in the box below. So it's 2 pieces, as you can see. So here's the net sleeves I'm using for the down part of my sleeve. So I'm going to fold it into 2 like this for me to join it to the basic sleeve. So the length here is 6 inches plus 1/2 inch seam allowance on the top here. So I'm going to, here's the second one of it, fold it into 2. And make sure you have ×3 of your waistband. So that is what I have on this net. I have ×3 of my sleeve band. So here's my basic sleeve. I'm taking one out of it. Here's the right side of it. I'll just fold my net into 2 like I said, place it on it and pleat it little by little. So just pleat it little by little like so. And I'm going to use pin to hold it to make it easier for me. After pinning down, I'm going to stitch with 1/2 inch, just like this. I'm doing the same thing on the second sleeve. I'm going to open it up like this after stitching and fold it like this for my side seam. I'm stitching from the armpit here till the down part, just like this. Now I'm done with my sleeve, as you can see. I'll go ahead and turn my sleeve to the right side for you guys to see how beautiful it is. Here's the second sleeve. I'm turning it to the right side as well. After turning both sleeves to the right side, I'm moving on to the dress, as you can see. So this one is going to be for this side, and the second sleeve is going to be for the second side. Please do not mind my baby girl. That was her hand. She was trying to help mommy out. After fixing my 2 sleeves, I'm going to give it a good press and show you the finishing look of it. This is the finishing look of it, guys. If my tutorial has been helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel to support my channel. If you have any question pertaining to cutting and sewing, you can join me on my Facebook group, Details to Sewing, created by Akorede Adenike. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Akorede Adenike. Please show some love by liking and following my page on Facebook at Akorede Adenike Sewing Tutorial. Till I catch you in my next video, guys. Stay safe. Bye.